Part two. Not just, so some fool at the FBI just decided whomever, thought that they could just break my Fourth Amendment right. There's a difference between surveillance and doing something like you would do to stop an active terrorist, like launch a script to bypass their router, get on their PC, and destroy it so they can't use it. Yeah, that's what happened to me. All I know, here's what I know. All I know is that I'm a damn good technician, and when I rebooted my PC, I couldn't fix it. I couldn't fix it. I think I even tried restoring the EFI partition. I didn't know what the fuck would happen to it. I didn't know what was wrong with it. Neither operating system booted. So I had to use test disk to retrieve all my files. It was as if somebody was just playing a game, having fun. The criminal division won't answer the phone. Can't even leave a voicemail. It won't let me leave a voicemail. Won't answer any of my emails. Won't answer me over X. Won't pick up the phone yet. I sent a letter to the House and the Senate subcommittees, the I think it was Human Rights and Constitutional Rights subcommittees. I sent a letter to the Office of Civil Rights Division. I sent through the DOJ, and I sent a letter to the Office of Inspector General. I sent a letter to the DCAG even. I sent a letter to the USAG, Mr. Garland. I sent a letter to the VP over whitehouse.gov. And yeah, I asked the DCAG to send it to the USAG, I do believe. So everybody got the fucking memo, okay? And Julian Assange goes free for being a reporter, but Edward doesn't go free. You know why? Because they're mad at Edward. They're mad at Edward for letting us know what's going on. It's not Edward's fault. I'm a computer technician. I would have found out myself. The US government doesn't need to be blaming Edward Snowden. Edward Snowden should be pardoned. Edward Snowden's whistleblower rights should have been protected and defended, and they were not. I'm a disabled American. That intentional infliction of emotional distress was a violation of the ADA. And an invasion of my home and searching my premises was a violation of my Fourth Amendment. When you access my local area network, you access my home. You search my person without my permission, without a warrant. That's what the government did to me. This government, this podcast is directed towards the government as well, but it's also to inform the people. I'm going to have just separate series, separate podcasts of different interests. I've got one here where I talk about some of my invention ideas, and I'm going to create another podcast that's involving my research on the electromagnetic spectrum and electronic voice phenomena, and I'm going to share my experience, with well, I'm going to create a separate podcast. I want this one to remain separate. But for now, here is part 2 of episode 1. What I intend on doing is I would like to fill out an SF-95 form. It's a complaint for injury, death, or harm, or in any sort of way by the federal government or whatnot. And I'm gonna file my complaint, but I would like an attorney by my side. As long as I'm actively being monitored, USG, this message is for you. Under surveillance, as I am, that time period's not going to reset. I have all the time I need to say you stop surveilling me. That leaves me 2 years to sue you if you stop today. So what I'm going to do is I'll fill out a complaint form, SF-95, and I've got a minimum amount for redress, and I've let the government know what that amount is for redress in the matter for these damages. You've not just harmed me, you've created a great deal of defamation in my life in regard to some of those I love, you know? Relationships were impacted, okay? It's none of your business how. You invaded my life, USG, and this podcast is to inform the public and the media about the criminality behind FISA. Essentially what you're doing is you're allocating a massive amount of misappropriated funds to have, how much do I cost a year? That many people monitored times that amount. So what I could do is I'm just gonna fill out an SF-95 because I want to handle this in a civil manner. If we cannot communicate effectively, USG, if we cannot resolve this matter, I'm going to take my attorney and I'm going to file a class action lawsuit against you. I'm going to file a Federal Tort Claims Act and a Bivens action against you for violating the ADA and for breaking my Fourth Amendment. For intentional infliction of emotional distress. For misappropriation of funds to spy on the American people. That's mass money laundering. This has gone on for too long, and it's lasted since PRISM. Our Constitution matters. Our rights matter. When you vet your suspects, if we pop up on your algorithm either needs to make sure that we're absolutely guilty for sure, or you need to vet people better and get a warrant before you surveil them. Because what you've done with me is discriminatory. It's discrimination. You've criminalized mental illness. In my opinion, and you've exploited me. You violated the ADA in several ways. So as Corp by not responding to their emails when they make accessibility services available to a disabled person, and they don't respond. Several times. Up to 4 times they did not respond to me. So Elon Musk is a part of this story, and he'll be going to court. He'll be accompanying us to a court, if need be, subpoenaed for. Well, how he was impacted by this scenario in regard to the FBI's attack against me. The whole story, how it kind of, goes together. Because the FBI sat back and watched me be exploited, my mental health symptoms. I was pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and bullied and bullied and bullied and bullied until I put a knife to my throat and beat myself in the head and said all kinds of horrible things that I wouldn't normally say. See, there's a difference between entrapment, FBI, and exploitation against a disabled American to entrap them. You broke the law. You did. And I don't care if you don't like me. I caught you. As I said, next time make sure you don't hack a technician. It's not a goddamn thing. you have against me. And I've done my best to make sure that the media and public, well, I mean, they'll be made aware if you selectively prosecute me for anything or frame me. And I've gone dark and I've done some work behind your back to make sure that I'm safe, nothing illegal. But I'm not invincible. I mean, I shouldn't have to fear for my life to the point that I prepare to protect myself like this. My government should not put me in that situation. It sickens me. It sickens me. It deeply saddens me as well. I've been angry, I've been bitter, and this is my outlet. I need to tell my story. Stay tuned for my podcast. I'm going to go into depth on this. We're going to talk about politics. We're going to talk about the government. CIA, back to the drawing board. Respect our rights.